Hey, my name is Brett Johnson. I'm the lab manager here at Superfici America. Today we're going to go through an in-depth cleaning of our MiniPlus Spray Machine. I'm going to be wearing this GoPro on my head so you guys can follow along with what I'm doing throughout the process. I like to start at the top before I take the filters out and things like that. Anything that falls off, I like for it to fall onto a dirty surface that I'll be removing. Alright, the best way to take these gun socks off is just to cut them off. The scissors seem to be the best thing to use that I've found. I also like to vacuum out any dust on the walls. Instead of blowing it around and leaving it inside the machine, I like to remove it. It's gonna get loud. This thing is, most things are held in by these screws. They're easy to take out, so no tools needed to pull all this stuff out, which is nice. See, we've covered them with this dirt trap material here. Some folks use a variety of different things. We're gonna pull these out and replace it with fresh material. When removing the side shields, it's best to not drag them across the belt. They are made of metal, so they can scratch the belt pretty good. Get the filters out. Bon voyage. So we vacuum under the filters periodically depending on use. The filters will get most of the material, but there is a little bit of overspray that will get past them, so it needs to be vacuumed out periodically. It depends on what kind of coating you're using as to what you clean up with. Obviously, solvent-borne coatings, you're going to use some sort of a solvent and rags to clean up. If it's waterborne, typically some sort of waterborne cleaner and water. So right now what I'm going to do is get this dirt that has accumulated on these flaps here, and I'm just going to try to get as much of this overspray off, and I'm going to make it fall on this cardboard here and then remove this and throw it away. We don't want it to fall on the paper and then travel into the machine, so we'd rather fall on the cardboard and get it out of here. So these are rubber flaps on here. And if we put any sort of solvent on these rubber flaps, it will haze them and discolor them to where we can't really see through. So the best thing to use is some sort of just soap and water. But before you do that, it's best to just get all the overspray off. And I like to just use gloves. If I use some sort of rags, usually the lint can get caught in here on the overspray. So I like to just get it off with the glove hand and then clean it with soap and water. Yep, so we've got the side shields pulled out here. We've got the overspray that's all over them. Most folks wrap them with something and then they're able to pull them off and clean them up. These got pretty dirty and this actually got blown up, so we've actually got a little bit of overspray here actually on the shields themselves. So we're going to rip this off. We're going to clean this with some solvent and some rags and then reapply some fresh dirt trap material on top of the side shields. This is a material by 3M. It's called dirt trap material. A lot of folks use different stuff. Some people wrap cardboard on it and tape it to it. Folks will, I've seen people put saran wrap over these things. This stuff works really good. When wrapping the side shields with the dirt trap material, I like to make it as smooth and aesthetically pleasing as possible, but it's not necessary for proper machine performance. When putting the side shields back in, it's critical to remember to not slide them across the belt to avoid any scratching of the belt. Okay, now we're going to put our new clean filters in, accordion filters. They're held in by these pieces here on the side. Now these should be changed usually daily, unless there's very, very minimal use, but usually these accordion filters are changed at the end of each day. Again, no tools are needed, we just, these screws here. All right, a lot of folks will put things over the gun arms to protect from overspray getting on the guns and getting on the hoses. What we found works best, and this is a stretchy hosiery material, and it's open on both sides. And what we do is we just kind of stretch it out and then put it over the entire gun arm. Then I like to just wrap it around. You're just gonna tie it off on that end when you're done. Meantime, go up and around. And up top here. And just good way to tie it off up there. Tie it on at the bottom. Like that. And I usually, instead of getting scissors or a knife to cut them, I usually just kind of tear it around those nozzles. Let that nozzle stick out. Make sure there's none on those threads so that air cap doesn't grab it when you put it back on. Okay, we finished cleaning the inside of the machine. Now we're going to move to the exterior of the machine. We're going to cut this paper and we're going to roll our take-up roll out so we can go change our take-up roll side. I like to have a little bit left to wrap around the new core. We have to unhook here the grounding clip, this position pin, and the air line. When pushing this back in, you want to make sure the wheel is in the track, putting it in the right position. Now we'll hook everything back up, and then also the pin, you want to put it in the correct slot to make sure it's held into the right position. And the air line. So when you're putting the paper to the core, you want to make sure that it's even and the end of the paper lines up with the end of the core on both sides so the paper pulls through evenly. I'll take the tape and I turn it inside out. Like that. All right, so we're going to start manual cycle and move the paper through the machine manually. So this button here with the hand is your start and stop manual cycle. We're going to start manual cycle. We're going to go down here at the bottom, the other tab with the same hand. I'm going to click on this. This is our manual page. The top, there's a list of different options. We're going to go to conveyors and we're going to hit this on, and that's going to move our paper through the machine. We're gonna let it run until all the dirt that's on the paper has made its way through the cabin. And we're also gonna confirm that everything is moving and pulling correctly. When we're ready to stop, we stop it like that. Typically, I will start and stop it a couple times to make sure it is starting and stopping properly. I'm gonna clean the windows. I'm gonna use acetone first to clean them. But what that's gonna do, it's gonna clean them very well, but it's gonna leave a haze on the glass, so then I'm gonna clean it after that with a glass cleaner. You could use Windex or any sort of glass cleaner to take that haze out. All right guys, I think that's about it. Thanks for watching. Hope this helped you learn how to clean the MiniPlus. All of our machines come with this magnet here. This will give you access to additional training videos and support videos for all of our spray machines. It'll also put you in contact with our parts and service team.